Okay, so we are live. So, good morning here from the UK. And for those who all don't know who I am Dr. Susie Jacob. I live here in the UK with my husband and my 15-year-old daughter. I'm a general practitioner by background. And for those who have been following me on my page and my personal profile, thank you so much for all your encouragement. It's been a very good lovely journey, and I make it a point to come at least once a week. At least I do try to come once a week here live with fellow business owners around the world. So one of the reasons why I do this is because I want to showcase to our audience that we are real people. First of all, we are real people, we're not scammers, and that we are a global business. And that's what I love about the business. Because of the business, I've met so many people across the globe, and it's been phenomenal, not only in terms of the financial growth that the business has brought, but in terms of a personal development and learning new skills. And it's been a fantastic journey. So today I have with me a very special guest from Sweden, and it's Nyandia. So over to you, Nyandia, just to introduce yourself to our audience.
Sure. Good morning, all the way from Sweden. My name is Nyandia Wahome Johansson. I'm originally from Kenya, and but I live in Sweden, and I've lived here for the last 2 decades or something like that. And I am an online business owner. And besides that, I am a wife. My husband is called Mikael. He's from Sweden, and I have been doing this business for the last 1 year.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So how has it been, the business for you so far? Like, how do you feel?
I normally say this actually. Number one, I know we all join for the monetary aspect, but I can say that for me, my personal growth has been the greatest asset I've received right now, because I have totally changed my mindset. I have come out of my comfort zone. Had you come 1 year before this and tried to tell me to come on a live, I would definitely have said no, thank you. But it has given me an opportunity to grow as a person and as a business owner. So the monetary is also important, and it has been good. But I focus because I know that what I have gained personally is what is making me grow also in my business. So it has been two things here.
Absolutely. And I think most of the people join the business because, they want an extra, as a side hustle to earn extra income. But when they are in, they realize this is much bigger than that. This platform is much bigger than yourself. It's changing people's life. It's not really changed my life, it's changed lives of people around the world. And like what you rightly said, the personal development, personal growth. And like you, I'm still working, and it's all transferable skills, really. So
Yeah.
I've been able to, because I do management also as part of my job. One of the jobs I do is part management, and the skills I've learned in this business. And because you have a team, you have you have mentees who you train and mentor and coach. You've learned people skills.
Yes.
Obviously, as a doctor, I do have people skill, but it's just exploded. And sometimes you do have people skills, but sometimes it's you just deal with patients, and um, not like a that team building and you being a leader for
Yeah.
your team. So those sort of skills, I have learned. I've come leaps and bounds. And like what you rightly said, I've been in management now coming up to 4 years. And when I started, it took me a long time. I've been a doctor for 20 years, and imagine it took me about 16 years to
Wow.
consider a management post, because I just didn't like what you said. I just didn't like coming in front of people. I feel, when you're in meetings, you just keep butting in,
Yes.
and things like that. And and I just didn't feel comfortable, and I thought, going up in management would be would give me some kind of like not only the skills of and helping people, but also monetary gain. But I found out that's not really true. You can go up in management, but there will be hardly any more monetary gain, but and you have a lot more responsibilities. And that's
Mm.
when decided, like, and there's only so much we can do, isn't it?
Yes, it
Our
is.
work.
That is true.
You obviously, some, it's like a medical professional, you have work, but you have to trade your time for that money.
Yes, sure.
And there comes a point when you can't, because you're exhausted, isn't it?
Yes, yes, there is definitely. And
So,
for me, I've
yeah.
been working for the last over 20 years anyway, and I feel that I've come to that place where I would also like to do something that benefits me. I mean, my freedom, and freedom for me will come through financial freedom also. And I can see that I'm not getting it through my job. And so starting an online business gives me that kind of opportunity to start creating and working towards a financial freedom. So it is true, really. It is true. And you said something about the skills earlier. And as you mentor people from different parts of the world, we come with different backgrounds, different ways of thinking, but you learn how to cooperate and how to lead people and how to work with people from different backgrounds. That is also a skill set. I mean, it's not just the monetary. You come and you learn a lot of stuff on this business, which is a big plus for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, like what you rightly say, I have in my team people, from different background, different races. And that's the beauty about this business. You are
Yeah.
able to, this business is more than just your community. And people
Mm,
say, like, you attract people just like yourself and things like that. But this business is more than just your community and your people. It's
yeah.
reaching out and it's stretching out to help other people just open their eyes to the possibility that there is something, there is another way out there, rather than just
Yeah.
trading your time for money.
There
Because
is.
for me, it was not really just about the money, because I can earn the money like if I work extra shifts. But
Mm,
that was at a cost. That was at a cost of
exactly.
my daughter telling me one day, Ma, you're never at home. And when you
Oh,
are there at home, you're really not there, because your mind is all
you,
running. Like, okay, did I
yeah,
do that well? Did I did the right thing today? Have I completed the task? Have I forgotten something? You're still at work, basically.
that's true.
You're
That is true.
still
You
doing,
carry
and
your job
especially if
with
you're
you.
in management, it's you're always thinking, really.
That is true.
Yeah, so for me it was like, more than money, it was the time. And now
Yeah.
I can say that I have that. I have been able to cut down my sessions. My husband has been now doing just freelancing. Our life has changed. We've been able to go on last year about 4 or 5 holidays, even abroad. It's been phenomenal. And before, if I wanted to actually go on a holiday, I'd be like saving up the money, or after
Yeah,
coming from
exactly.
holiday, I'd have to then pay back in my credit card. And I can say, like, I didn't use any of my cards to pay for my holiday. Like, well, I used the card, but I paid it back immediately, because just to, so now I've learned that, I use the credit cards to improve my credit score,
Yeah.
really. you know so those
Yes.
are the sort of things I learned. And when I started before 20 years ago, obviously I had a bit of consumer debts and things like that. And there was a point when I never used credit cards, because I was
Mm,
like, credit cards are evil. But it's evil only if you use it for buying liabilities, like buying
that's true.
your shoes, your clothes, and things
Ah,
like that.
yes, exactly. Something
And
that is
not,
not bringing you
yeah.
back.
And it's not, if you use your money like, because not many of us, like, it's like buying a house. Not all of us have the whole money to buy a house. So what do? We
Mm,
we take a loan out, which is called a mortgage, isn't
mortgage.
it?
Yeah.
And
Yes,
people do
sure.
that. And
Yeah.
that is for, you would think, yeah, that is because finally I want a home. Although,
Mm.
if I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki, and he says, when I first read it in Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know a house is a liability. And I was like, what? And but you have to just
That's not
read
what how
through
we
that.
grew up.
You have
Yes.
to read through that. And he said it's because it's not making you any cash flow, any money. If you
That's
buy
true.
a house to rent it out as an investment, that is different.
Mhm. That's true.
And I used to remember about 10 years ago, I know some business people who don't have houses, who live in rented houses, but they have this portfolio of property they have,
Mm.
but they still live in a rented house. And I was thinking they're mad.
Yes.
But
I
now I
mean,
understood, because they understood the concept of that a house is a liability if you're living in it. Now,
yes,
not by all means, don't twist the words which I'm saying. We all need a house, but what he was saying is just make that cash flow and use that cash flow to pay for your house that you buy.
exactly. Yes.
Just like what I said about my holidays last year, unlike what I used to do, always take a credit out to go on a holiday. I had the money through the cash flow of my business so that I could enjoy those luxuries.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Yeah,
you need cash flow, and that is why you start a business, for example,
yeah,
besides your job, so that you have an extra cash flow that is coming in. Because with your job, you have a fixed income, but with your business, you're able to get extra cash that comes into your pocket, and makes you, it eases your burdens in a way. You're able to pay your debts. You're able to, for me, it's my mortgage, because I had maybe, I must have missed that book of Kiyosaki. But anyway, so I have a mortgage. So, and the extra money I get is for paying that mortgage, really, actually, as I work to debt freedom. And that is why I start the business, because I have my job, yes, but I'm working towards my financial freedom. And
yeah.
so with extra income, it helps with that.
Yeah. And this is just an opportunity for our audience to know that there is a way for you to make money without trading your time. Now, when I make money, and when Nyandra makes the money, it's we earn the money. I get deposit into my bank account when I'm sleeping. Sometimes I get up in the morning and, oh, I've got this much money into my bank account today, this
Yeah,
morning. And sometimes
yeah,
it comes in and I get sales and everything done when I'm at work, working as a GP, doing the thing that I actually love.
yeah.
And that's why still, so I will still continue being a doctor because I love. And the happiness that I have now, I feel like I'm working as a doctor not for the money, but because I love and I want to help people.
Gosh, yeah. Oh, that's nice.
That
Imagine.
satisfaction is completely different.
That
It's
is so cool.
yeah, it's something completely different. The satisfaction you get to do your job because you want to help people. And
Yes,
also this business, and the same way, the business, what we are doing is we are spreading the word so that other people are aware that there is a way, and we want to help you to reach that goal. Spend more time, because at the end of the day, it's not never only about the money. It's never about the money. It's about the time freedom. It's about the time that you get to spend with your family. um,
yeah.
for was able to go surprise my dad for his 75th birthday. He didn't know I was coming. I just flew and dropped in, and I said, I'm here. It's like, what are
Wow.
you doing here? Because the previous day I had worked and I came home. And he's like,
Oh, that
and
is
he was,
nice.
but that face is priceless. That expression on his face when I dropped in for
Yes,
his birthday is priceless. And
it
that's
is.
paid for by my business, isn't it? So and that's the sort of thing. So it's never about the money, it's about the time. And I had an opportunity to see some of my elderly aunts and uncles, and unfortunately one of my aunts passed away during the Christmas period. It was her funeral, and I felt so happy that I was able to see her a couple of months ago.
Oh,
you
okay,
know
that's good.
so it is, it is life changing.
It is.
It's really really life changing, the business.
If
And
you look, if you look at most of the community, because we are quite a large community, you see the change that the business has brought by them getting those finances. They've been able to help so many people in their families. Some of them have been able to even move back to their home countries, because there's so many people living outside the countries, like in Canada, even, you see, I'm from Sweden, but because of the business, they've been able to go back to their home countries. So I mean, help their families. So it's not been all about them. It has gone beyond that. And I think that is a great thing, that it suddenly stops being about just you and getting the money, but you're able to help other people. You're able to stretch out to change somebody else's life. I think it's a good thing, really. For me, it has been such an eye-opening thing and encouragement in our group when I see people, because I want to get to that place where wintertime, I pack, I get to go back to Kenya, and then come back during summer. Just that freedom, that flexibility. I mean, it cannot, nobody can put a price on it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love it. Like half a year in Kenya and half a year in Sweden.
That's a dream, yeah. Right now it's minus 22, Why wouldn't you want to be out in the sunshine somewhere?
I know. Oh, good sunny Dubai is this the current favorite destination for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And the good thing is you just get to carry your business with you. And that's a benefit of having an online business, that flexibility and freedom that it gives you. I mean, you just have your mobile phone, Wi-Fi, and that's it. When you're in Dubai or in Kenya, you're still working while you're there, but in a different form, You're not confined to just your office from 9 to 5.
Yeah. Right. So the other thing is, for me, especially because I was an employee, sorry, for a long, long time, when I thought about business and, starting a business, it was a major mindset shift. Did you experience anything like that when you joined the business? Did you need a shift from basically an employee mindset to a business or an employer mindset? Did you have to face that transition and change?
Definitely, because when you're an employee, you're working for somebody, you're doing your best, of course, and everything. But when you suddenly become a business owner, this is something that is totally, its success and failure is up to you. For example, the decision making of the business is up to you. And so I can't come with that mentality of where I have my duties lined out of what I have to do in a day or in a week to come and bring it in the same. In some aspect you can, but when I'm running my own business, I know that I am the one in charge of how much I succeed and how much I fail. And so I had to change my mindset in knowing that I am a CEO. Suddenly I'm I am responsible, and I had to change because I knew one thing: I can't run my business with the same thoughts of because I have my boss anyway who tells me at times what to do and not what. But here I don't have anybody, so I have to push myself if I want to succeed. I have to study. I have to get myself the knowledge that I need to be a business owner, and that meant I had to read books. I had to go for training, which is offered, for example, in our business. So that it's a one-stop shop. That's what I call our business, actually, a one-stop shop. You get trained, you get all the information that you need there. And so I had to school myself again on how to be a business owner, because I have ran a business before, but not an online business. So I had a little bit of knowledge of how you can run a business, but it was not an online business. And so every business has its own way of being ran. And I had to learn and go to school and change by reading, actually.
Yeah, and absolutely. And of course, there's a pros and cons about when you're an employee. You expect to be paid at the end of the month, but for that, you can't wake up one day and say the kids are not well, I can't come in to work.
Nope.
Like you will either have to take your annual leave, or you have to make a provision. You have to spend extra money. When you're running your own business, if the kids are not well, you can sort out the kids, and because this is a 24/7 business, you can then work around it. Or particularly that particular day, if you can't work, you can then say, today I can't work, I'll catch up tomorrow. While if you're in employment, you can never say that. I don't feel like coming to work, and not that you shouldn't be having that attitude for business, because your success depends on your desire and determination and perseverance to reach your goal.
Yes.
But still you have a flexibility. For me, sometimes I decide to work in the mornings. Like, for instance, today, this is part of my business time. My daughter is still in bed, but I have some school admissions and things, so I'm very busy this weekend sorting out her school admissions for sixth form and things like that. So I'm quite tight this weekend. But
Mm.
so I'm doing the business work before I sort out my family. Or sometimes when I go for work as a general practitioner, I come back, then take a break, and then do it in the evening. There's so much flexibility, isn't it?
It is.
Which if you're in a job you don't have. And like
No.
what you said, when each time I went abroad or on holiday, I took the business with me. I decided, how much I wanted to scale my business, how much I wanted to wind it down during the holiday period. I went on holiday, so I wound it down a bit because I wanted to spend that time with my family.
Yes, I endeavor to put in at least 1 to 2 hours every day for the business. And the good thing is I can just, I wanted to use a Swedish word, but I can cut it to the way I want. It can be my lunch break. I just take and maybe answer some inquiries, It can be after work. And that freedom to be able to schedule my time around my priorities is a big plus, really, that I have gotten from this business.
Absolutely, absolutely. The other thing is, because when you are an employee, you never you can't actually grasp the concept about investment, finances, and things like that. That's because we never taught these things in school. We are taught, like, our parents, like, you have to study hard, go to school, study well, go to uni, get the job, do a professional course if possible, and
Mhm.
buy that house, have the kids, your life is sorted. And this mantra no longer works. It really doesn't
Yeah,
work, because
it
I'm
is.
a living example of who've done this. I thought, like, I've done my medical degree, I've done my masters, I've done extra further studies and things like that. I went into management, I've done all that, like, climbed up the ladder, and I've still didn't get that financial and time freedom. So I
No,
can say for a fact that it doesn't work.
no.
Even for the so-called, people would think my job is the so-called high paying job.
Yes,
It depends on
exactly.
the country you're living in, actually, but still, that's what people perceive. But I can tell you that it doesn't work. While a business is, there's no cap to it. You can scale it up as much as you want to, but
Mm.
how you scale it up is sometimes giving more time, being present there, putting in the money and the time. So sometimes it's very difficult, because when you go into employment, the employer, you don't have to put in an investment, although the investment, I would say, is what you've put in to do that degree or the masters, isn't it? You have to put
Yes,
in
it
some money
is.
toward the
Mm.
exams and everything, and which I've done. So that is a bit of the investment there, which people don't realize. But when you start a business, it's something like that, isn't it? You put in the money a bit,
Yep.
that's for your own education, yeah, and sort of things. So it's similar to what you do when you go into uni. And the thing about uni, there are nowadays university degrees that will not help you one bit in
Yeah,
earning, getting that return of investment, isn't it?
that
It's
is so
absolutely,
true.
like, the minimum is about £9,000 over 3 years in the UK, to actually get any sort of degree, which is of absolutely no, some of them have absolutely no use. You'll end up with student debt. And there are
Mm.
other degrees which is, more costlier than that, depending on the universities that you go. Even average in the UK, I just read last week, an average junior doctor in the UK passes out and have a minimum, student loan of about, debt of about £80,000.
Wow.
And
Wow.
in the first year, when you work as a junior doctor, you get around, what, 25,000. If you work a lot of days and nights, especially nighttime, it might go up to 30, 35 or something. But
Mm.
first few years, you won't actually have that sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
that's
people
wow.
then think, as like, how long do you have to work to pay off the £80,000 debt?
That's a long while. You have
A
to, those are
long,
quite,
long time. So
yes.
you're earning around average of £22,000, and it'll take you years to reach even a £80,000 salary. It'll take you years to get there. Many, like,
Wow.
14, 15 years of studying. At least that's what happened to me. Yeah. Takes you a very long time to get there. And
Yeah,
still, it's not like you can pay it off. You have your bills, you have your
of
appraisal, you have to
course.
be on platforms, you have to pay for those platforms for the appraisal, you have to be part of a union, you have to be part of I have to pay yearly for my registration for the
Mm,
GST. There's so many extra costs that's coming in
yeah,
the picture. So there's a lot. And so while that's one side of when you're doing a job, but when you do a business, of course there's going to be an investment, isn't it?
definitely.
But
I mean, to make money, you have to use money. That's just the rule. So you have to invest.
yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, the beauty about our model is like, you are then in a community where you are like, for me, this is the first time we've met, and we had a beautiful chat just before
Yeah.
starting this. And, it's lovely to meet people of different background, different race, ethnicity, and different parts of the world. And it's just a beautiful experience. And, we can learn from each other. And
Yes,
that's
we
the
do.
thing, it's not just your community, your little world, your society. That's it. You can learn a lot from other people by networking. And this is lifelong that we are offering. This is
Mm,
a lifelong platform where you will get weekly masterminds, where you are trained in 6 different platforms
yeah.
and things like that. When I was doing another business like you before I joined this business, and it was in property. So part of it, I wanted to learn how to do Facebook ads. So I got a mentor for 12 weeks, and I had to pay him £3,500 just to learn how to do Facebook ads.
Wow.
And compared to all, and we have 6 different platforms with weekly masterminds, which is lifelong. This is a business, so you can transfer over this to your children and leave a legacy for them. This is taxable, this is legitimate. I
It
don't
is.
know. And people have changed their life. There are months where I've earned double of what I earn as a general practitioner. This is life changing.
It is. And like you say, we have a very special platform, which is not like any other I've seen anywhere else, that you have everything that you need, all the tools that you need to start up your business, to run it, or you get it in one platform. It is provided for you once you join. And it is up, then your success is up to you, because you're provided with what you need. You're provided with a mentor and a coach who will guide you. You're provided with the training, which is step by step. You have everything. Like I said, I call it a one-stop shop. So you get a good deal for your investment that you put in, that you don't need to go and look elsewhere. I mean, you can get all that you need from our training, which is a good thing, actually. I say that I went back to school when I started this business, because there I started learning about mindset, changing my mindset, about having a growth mentality and living this employee mentality. I learned about how to, handle people, about so many things, so many things I've learned, actually. So it is a good thing. You don't just get the business, you get a lot of stuff also with it.
Absolutely. And it's an absolute change in mindset. Like when we talk about investment, people are like, oh, why, I don't want to put in the money. Well, I know people, and I've personally done, like when I went to Disneyland Paris, I actually stayed in the Disney hotel, so the big one. So
Mm.
it's quite a bit of, it was a lovely time. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I loved to be there, and I've spent, so I had to save up the money. And when you go to Florida and things like that, if you're a family of 3, it's like at least you have to spend about £7,500 to £10,000, isn't it?
Yep.
And
Yep.
what people do is they save up for many years. There is this Disney, magic cruises and things like that, where you decide to go on it and you pay a monthly towards your holiday. People
Hmm.
do that, spend 10,000, 7,500. And I agree, it's a lifetime thing. I've been to Disney myself and I enjoyed it. But people are so willing to spend that much money on something that will lead to a consumer debt. While
Yep.
if you just spend something like that onto your business, you are able to, then earn way, 3, 4, 5 times of what you've put in. And once you
Mm.
get the cash flow, you can then go on your Disney holiday.
Yes.
And that's what people, and that's what exactly I did last year. I went on the 5 holidays, but it's from the money I actually got through the business.
Wow, yeah, that is the way it should be, really. I mean, because you have to. The good thing is, even when it comes to investing, you can. There are different levels according to what you're able to, to join with. But at least one can say that you will get your money back once you also put in the work. Because just because we say that it's an automated system and it does maybe almost 80% of the work, it does not mean that you're just going to lay back and stretch your legs. No, you also have to do the work. You have to put in the work to grow your business, to see the results that you want, really. It's also up to you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we've 30 minutes down.
Wow,
Time flies when we talk about something that we're passionate about. And
it
as I
does.
mentioned before when I started, this is just to bring awareness to our audience. So at the end of the day, if wherever you're watching in any of my pages, YouTube or and Nyandia's page, please, like, if you want to know about this life-changing opportunity, contact us. We are more than
Yeah.
happy to give you information. It doesn't cost you anything to find the information. To go through our webinar doesn't cost you a dime.
No, it
But
doesn't.
don't let this opportunity pass you by, and and leave without knowing that, and live your life working for the next 40 years, 40 hours a week to just get 40% of what you earned as a pension, which is going to
Mhm.
be pants, really, with inflation up to 6% every year. You're just, I don't want to be in a position to think, am I able to pay my electric bill? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
gas
true.
and electric is going up like sky high. I don't want to
Yeah,
be in a position like what you said. If it's minus 22 or whatever degrees, I want to be able to afford to put the heating 24 hours a day.
exactly. You don't want those kind of limitations. And I think that is what everybody is looking for. I hope freedom. I mean, the freedom to choose. Should I do? Can I do? I think it's the best gift that one can give themselves. That opportunity to be able to choose, to get to a place where you can choose whether you want to do something or not, whether you can travel, whether you can pay. I mean, it's the best gift you can give to yourself. And like we said, the webinar is free of charge. You don't have to bind yourself to anything. Listen and then decide, is this a fit for you or is it not a fit? I always say business is not for everybody, but you won't know if you don't try, really. Give it a try. Listen to the webinar and see if this is something that you'd be interested to move with.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Nyandia, for your time, especially on this Saturday morning. It's been
Yeah,
a pleasure having you. And I wish you all
thank
the
you.
best. And I wish all my audience the very best. And do get in touch with either of us to know more about the business.
Yeah.
See you all, speak to you all soon. See you
All
then.
right, thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.